Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley and Emmanuel Acho in the building. Quiet studio, just furniture and us. Well, let's get to Dallas and Utah, where the Pro Bowl rosters, shut up, Acho, where the Pro Bowl rosters were revealed yesterday, and the Cowboys are tied with the most players in the NFC with 5. That was an inside joke. Y'all don't get it. But none of them are Dak Prescott. What happened? NFC quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Kyler Murray. Oh, that happened. But the quarterback of the 10-4 Cowboys was left out. So, Acho, you have a problem with Dak Prescott not making the Pro Bowl?
Sel, I have a huge problem with it.
You?
Yes.
Don't try to flip your hate to love that fast. Oh, God.
Surprisingly, I have a problem with Dak Prescott not making the Pro Bowl.
Don't buy it, Dak.
Because y'all got to hear the question properly. I have a problem with Dak Prescott, you, not making the Pro Bowl. Because how do you, Dak Prescott, not make the Pro Bowl?
Doing this.
Marcellus Wiley. How does Dak Prescott, who has 2 first-round wide receivers, a first-round running back, 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, not make the Pro Bowl? Sel, you make the Pro Bowl for one of 2 reasons. The first reason, you make the Pro Bowl because statistically you are superior. That's why you make the Pro Bowl. You get honored based upon your coaches. You get honored based upon players. You get honored based upon fans. You are statistically superior. That is why you make the Pro Bowl. But if you've been in an NFL locker room, you also know you make the Pro Bowl for another reason.
What's that?
People will be like, come on, man. He's a really good player. He ain't make the Pro Bowl. Why? Because the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest.
Oh, you're going here.
But if you are the most popular player at the most popular position on the most popular team, and you can't win a popularity contest, then we got problems.
Oh, we do?
Because the Cowboys are the most popular team in football, and the quarterback position is the most popular position on any team in the most popular sport.
Right.
In football. So you can't win a popularity contest, though you're on the most popular team, and you can't win a statistical contest individually, though you have the most statistical help, then yeah, I got a problem. And I don't really have a problem with Dak Prescott. Who I have a problem with is all these defendants of Dak Prescott. I got no issue with Dak Prescott.
Right here.
Dak Prescott said, oh, I know you're right here.
I'm
do
right
we got
here.
the sound? I don't even know. I don't know if we have it, but do we have the sound?
Hold on. Which one is it? You said we got the sound. Oh, I don't know if we got it.
Run it.
Man, you better walk it.
Run
You
this
better walk.
sound.
I do know one thing about football is that Dak Prescott has put himself in a position to win MVP. So, yes, he can, and yes, he will.
So, yes, he can, and yes, he will. I don't have a problem with Dak. I got a problem with you.
Now, finally, you said names and numbers.
I got
homie.
a problem with
Don't
you.
be trying to say
big
y'all.
dog.
I'm right here.
Let me let you know this much, Sel.
Let me what?
Your mans.
Get your mans in there.
Your man's Dak Prescott.
Yes.
Got all this talent. Receivers, Amari Cooper. He's been to 6 Pro Bowls, 5 Pro Bowls in his career. $100 million man. Receiver, CeeDee Lamb, first-round pick. First-round pick, Ezekiel Elliott. Future Hall of Famer anchoring the left tackle. He made it to the Pro Bowl. Future Hall of Famer, Zach Martin, anchoring the center of the offensive line. He made it to the Pro Bowl. But your mans couldn't make it to the Pro Bowl. Your mans couldn't win a popularity contest, though he is on the most popular team in football. I have no issue with Dak. I have issue with you. And why? Because here's what I've realized, Sel. Here's what I've realized.
What?
That people don't actually hate me.
Oh.
They hate that I tell the truth because they hate the truth.
You don't tell no damn
That's
truth.
the problem, Sel. People only hate truth tellers if they hate the truth. I just happen to be a truth teller.
What are you
so
telling
I don't
people?
actually hate me. They hate the truth that I tell.
Okay.
And the truth that I'm telling in this moment is Dak. How dare you not make a Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I will go ahead, man. I know that you were trying to instigate me. I know you were trying to agitate me. Man, I lived through the real snowfall. You think I'm going to let your finger pointing get to me? Stepping on my shoes when I'm in the club, get to me. Bruh, I laugh at those type of things, but keep pointing, because I love how you started off. I know you ain't about that smoke. You know why? Because you were talking about, I hate people out there, and I'm right here, homie. I knew you didn't want this smoke, but now, because I put the light on you, you want to act like you ain't going to run. I put a light on a roach, he got to go. And you about to go. Let's talk. I'm not going to defend Dak Prescott. You swinging in the air, Trey, boys in the hood. You swinging at yourself. You mad at your life. I know Dak didn't deserve to be a Pro Bowler this year. And it's on Dak. And he's not top 3 right now in terms of the NFC, so why should he be a Pro Bowler? But I will defend Dak only because I want to try and agitate you. So let's do this,
Please.
okay? Without the finger pointing, without the, I'm going to talk about y'all, but really you. I'm going to just go at it. Let's talk. You trying to say Dak should make it, one, because he's popular. Oh, man, I don't know what high school you went to, but the most popular tend not to be the valedictorian. The most popular tend not to be on the academic decathlon team. The most popular tend not to get their work done the same because they so damn popular. I'm not saying that Dak suffers from that in popularity because that's supposed to help you. It's supposed to inflate you. But with that popularity comes two things, and let's be real about it. There are going to be people who love you and people who love to hate you. And Dak Prescott, you are the latter. No one wanted him to get his money. No one wanted Dak Prescott to be deemed a franchise quarterback. Nobody wants Dak to get his proper due when he is actually earning it. So when he gets into a position when he starts to slump, and Dak, don't drop the ball at the end of the game. Don't drop the ball when we grabbing our pencils for our ballots to fill them out. Don't drop the ball then, okay? When we love to hate you and you drop the ball in the moment we're grabbing our pencil, guess what? It's an easy thing to fill out. We know we're not going to fill your name out. Dak suffers from that. Dak also suffers from the name value you just ran off, but not the production value. Let's start off with the best player you named, Tyron Smith. How many games he missed? 3. How many games he didn't play up to his standard? Probably more. But we're going to put Tyron Smith in because you're right. It is a popularity contest, especially in the interior line. Hey, Tyron played this year? Yeah. He missed all the games, so what? Put him in there. That's what happens. Ezekiel Elliott, you mentioned his name. He's down to 61 yards per game right now. Regression every year. CeeDee Lamb, who I think is, of all the Dallas Cowboys offensively, probably is the one that should have made it, that didn't make it. Does he have 1,000 yards? That's on CeeDee Lamb, too, as well. 3 drops. You dropped the ball when we were looking right now. Right before the voting, you had 3 drops. Point being, Dak suffers from his popularity as much as he gained from his popularity. But more importantly, I ain't going to fight you on the production because Dak is not top 3 in production.
You ain't going to fight me because you know you're not going to win this fight. This is one of the few fights in your life that intellectually you aren't going to win.
Why do I want to intellectually win a fight that Dak didn't win? I'm not going to fight for Dak if Dak didn't fight for himself.
Fair.
Okay.
But that is my point.
What's your
Y'all,
point? What?
Please understand this truth. It is okay to not be excellent. It's okay.
Hold on. 4th is excellent. I thought you said Matthew Stafford had an excellent year.
It is no. 4th isn't excellent if it's out of 16.
What do you mean?
4th is not excellent.
Pro Bowl voting is top 3. And Brady and Rodgers are 2.
3
in stone.
There are 16 starting quarterbacks in the NFC.
Okay.
Top 3 is top 18.75%.
I like that now.
All you need to be is top 19%. I'm going to give y'all round numbers to keep it equal. If you are not top 19%, that is not excellent. Let me tell on myself. Can I tattletale? Can I snitch on your boy? I got to snitch on myself, man. I thought I was doing something hot. Man, I went to the University of Texas, big dog. Okay. University of Texas at Austin. I was doing a production call this morning. I said, find out the academic acceptance rate at Texas. I'm like, surely 5%.
Nah, baby.
8%.
Add a digit.
They ain't letting nobody into Texas.
What? They let everybody into Texas. Last time I checked.
32% people in Texas. Now, I had to do some other checking to feel better about myself.
All you need is a check cashing card
right?
and a degree.
I do some other checking, right? And places like Arizona State, it's like 89%.
Oh, don't try to make yourself feel better by looking down.
I had to, okay? Columbia.
Uh-oh.
They only let in 3%.
We know.
Notre Dame, 19%.
Damn, that's high.
Cal, I believe, 18%.
Yeah, but that's rigged.
See, like, you got to be excellent to get into Columbia. Excellent to get into Columbia. Top 3%. Get to Notre Dame, get into Cal, 18%. Dak, if you are not in the top 20% of quarterbacks in your division, in your conference, I didn't say in the NFL. I just said in the conference. You're not even excellent. Must I remind the world?
I can't.
Dak Prescott's making more this year than the Cowboys' 1995 Super Bowl roster collectively. That roster with Emmett, with Aikman, with Larry Allen, Charles Haley,
I thought you said
Deion Sanders. That roster, Dak Prescott making twice as much as the entirety of that roster. My issue is not at all with Dak Prescott. My issue is with those who try to condemn truth tellers. I have no issue with the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. I have no issue with Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott as a human being. I love what Dak Prescott stands for. I love how Dak Prescott has traversed all the difficulties, triumphs, and tragedies in his life. I like the Prescott family. Shout out to my dog, Tad.
You know you don't love somebody when you got to talk about their cousins.
Shout out to my dog, Tad. I love the Prescott family, big dog. I'll be at Thanksgiving one of these years at the Prescott house.
Eating that Campbell soup.
But what I hate is the overrate of the performance.
Man, look.
I hate it.
Look.
I'm looking.
Acho, you are guilty. That's why you're so hot.
Guilty of what?
You are guilty of the two things that I know that matter most to you. I figured it out. I didn't think it was going to be your top two. I just knew it was two of. Now it's your top two. You are condemning Dak of what you're guilty of. Which most hit dogs holler about?
I knew I was sorry.
No. Wait a minute. Damn, it's three now. I didn't even think about that. I want to talk about that. You care so much about money. And you care so much about popularity. Huh. Oh, yeah. Fix the sleeves now. And now you mad at Dak. You don't prop Dak up in your head just because he's getting paid and just because he's popular. Just like you probably looked at the year Jimmy G was the highest paid player. Like, I need Jimmy G, who makes all this money more than the Cowboys did in the night. Man, shut that shit. Nobody trying to hear that. Dak's money does not translate anywhere except at the bank. It doesn't cash in on the field. Let's talk about this.
It should.
No, it should not. That's not how the game
Lord
goes.
have mercy.
That's not how the game goes. Who's made the most money the last 4 years starting this season? Who made the most money? Kirk Cousins. 4 years. It's not that easy of a correlation, that direct of a correlation. Let's talk about it, being real. Being real. If someone walked up to a blogger out there, podcaster, someone in our industry trying to make it up here to get on this desk. And they're like, look, there's an opportunity, we think, at Speak for Yourself for a third chair, right? And they're out there saying, you know what? I'm going to be that person, right? You got to understand what they're really saying to you. There's only one slot, and I know how many applicants are out there. I don't think you understand that. Let me talk deeper about this.
Talk deep.
You said Columbia has this such low acceptance rate.
3%.
You know why? Because we also have fewer applicants. So with fewer applicants, we just say, we're not accepting a couple of you guys. All of a sudden, acceptance rate goes down. And it's also a marketing tool. We only let this few in. Mm-hmm. Y'all ain't reading the fine print. Only this few apply. University of Texas? You know how many people apply to the University of Texas? It's insane. So you better let some of the people in, because guess what? Everybody named Mama trying to apply. We'll talk deeper about that later. But I'm bringing up our example of our show because I'm bringing up the same example in the NFC. Tom Brady is sitting right there.
Yes, sir.
And I give you Tom Brady because you got two Emmys, so you got the hardware. I'm Aaron Rodgers with all this damn talent. They got nothing to show for it, right? And then there's one seat. Mm-hmm. And guess what? It's not out of 16. It's only 1 out of 3. And think about that. Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, whoever else you want to say, Kirk Cousins, who had tremendous numbers this year, whatever you want to say. There's one slot. There are not 3 slots. I understand what you're saying if there were 3 slots. If it was like, there's no Tom Brady in the building, there's no Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't fighting for 3 slots. He was fighting for 1 slot. The same way at Columbia, you're fighting for that 1 slot, that low acceptance rate.
Give you this one.
It's the same example.
Here's the only reason I can't give you this one, but I love your example. I was flabbergasted when I found this out. I was flabbergasted when I found out what I'm about to tell y'all. Tom Brady didn't make the Pro Bowl last year. I was like, huh?
This year.
Last year he didn't make it.
Yeah, but what that got to do with Dak this year?
What that has to do
Dak
is
wouldn't play last year.
Tom Brady is not guaranteed a slot. And Tom Brady had 40 touchdowns last year, only 12 interceptions, 4,600 yards, 65% percentage. Mm-hmm. When Andy, our stat dude, when he told me Tom Brady didn't make the playoffs, the Pro Bowl last year, I said, say what?
Yeah.
So I can't assume Brady's going to have a slot. I love your point from 8 minutes ago. You said this. You said sometimes popularity can be a deterrent.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Sometimes popularity, it doesn't help you be the valedictorian. It doesn't help you make the all-debate team. It doesn't help you make honor all. But what does popularity get you? Homecoming king. And that's all Dak Prescott needed to be.
That ain't Pro Bowl, though.
That is. It's a factor of it.
How?
Fans vote for 1/3. Coaches, players vote for 2/3. Dak. You couldn't even be the homecoming king? Like, nobody hates on Dak Prescott in masses, right? I'm not going to speak in absolutes, but the mass majority of people, they don't hate on Dak Prescott. If they did, they wouldn't be hating on me. They would be like, yeah, Acho, you tell it like it is. No, the majority of people love Dak Prescott's game, but here is the problem. We got to start to look deeper, man.
Let's go.
We have to start to look deeper. You cannot be the highest paid. You cannot be one of the most beloved. You cannot have the most weapons. We came on the show at the beginning of the season, and we said, Dak Prescott, Buccaneers, the most weapons. You cannot have the most weapons, the most money, the most popularity, and not make a Pro Bowl. Eventually, Sal, we have to look at Dak Prescott and say, is he underachieving? is he overrated? Because you got all. I'm gonna shut up after this.
You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna shut up after
this. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Aaron Rodgers has done more with less.
Yeah.
This season, Tom Brady has done more with less. This season, Kyler Murray has done more with less.
Yeah.
This season, Matthew Stafford has done more with less. This is just in the NFC. So Dak Prescott is the 5th best quarterback as it pertains to what he has done with what he has been given. There's a reason Paris Hilton ain't broke, because her last name is Hilton.
Well,
Paris Hilton inherited.
It may change to Reem. My homeboy just married her. Columbia, baby. Respect.
Dang.
Yeah,
if I would have went to Columbia, I would have. Anyway,
I don't know about
there's a reason, big dog, because when you inherit a lot, I expect a lot from you. Dak Prescott inherited a lot, Sal. I need.
Hold on, inherited or he earned? He was a 4th rounder. He didn't inherit Jack.
He inherited Zeke. He inherited Amari.
He inherited. They came at the same time. How you inherit something? You come at the same time. What kind of inheritance is this? I know you from Zamunda, but what the hell y'all doing over there? Here's the thing. Don't give me that Tom Brady example. Tom Brady was 7-5 last year. Remember that? Remember when the Pro Bowl votings happened? Latter season, but before, obviously, the postseason, right?
Of course, yes, sir.
And they started to go on their win streak, but votes in. Hey, what's the headlines? Tom Brady and this Bucs team not really gelling like it should. Tom Brady is in a position where he has to lose his Pro Bowl spot. He lost it last year. Aaron Rodgers in the same position. Aaron Rodgers keeps making it, though. But the point is, he has to lose his spot. Now, name anybody else in the NFC, I'm going to say they have to go earn and win their spot. Dak was winning his spot. When I did that spot right there, October 5th, Dak had earned his spot. He had won a spot. You know, the problem is you dropped the ball as soon as we grabbed the pencil for the ballot. Let's talk about the ballot. Who votes for this? Fans. Yes, I respect fan vote the most. Matter of fact, if you really want to say which category deserves all the votes in terms of consideration from fans, coaches, or players, I say fans first. You know why? Because fans watch more of the games than players and coaches do. Talk about the film cycle. Let's not lie. When you locked into a season, you know the 4 teams you're going to play coming up. And you don't play all the teams. So guess what? You start to lean on marketing, promotion, headlines, highlights,
talk about it.
Social media clips.
Sir.
You start to say, oh, how Dak doing? Oh, Dak balling, Dak balling.
Yes, sir.
What have the headlines been the last 6 weeks for Dak, since the injury, basically? Slander for Dak, if not underperformance, certainly by Dak. So the problem is Dak picked the wrong time to become normal or just above, slightly above average. When you're talking about the coaches, they locked in too. They look at the entire season of who we're playing and opponents. And we don't play everybody. So guess what? Coach, I know you're going to hide behind the fact that you got the whistle and the clipboard and the authority, but you ain't seen all these dudes play. So let's take this into the locker room. When it's time, everybody come in. And since you over here flexing, let me talk about, because I've heard my name called a few times on that Pro Bowl. Oh, we have Marcellus Ford. Did the whop on their head. Here's the thing. When you in there voting, be real. I remember when we got to the old lineman, and we would be like, Ogden balling, right? Yeah. Who saw Ogden play this year? Nobody knew. Lando Pace balling this year. Yeah. And that's no slight, because I know they deserved it. But there are certainly some names that didn't deserve it, that just were names. Dak Prescott has the name that he has to go out there and win that opportunity. He had it, but then he dropped it at the wrong time.
So I got one more punch for you, big dog. Somebody get the oxygen ready. I got one more punch for you, my guy.
Wiley over here?
There's a reason that Derrick Henry won the Heisman Trophy over Christian McCaffrey. There's a reason. And Derrick Henry statistically was not at all better. But Derrick Henry was seen significantly more. So when it came time to vote, you can only vote for that which you see. So you vote for Derrick Henry because he played more often in front of your eyes than Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey played better at Stanford than Derrick Henry played at Alabama. But what I saw from Derrick Henry, I voted for.
Yeah.
What teams play the most on national television in the NFC?
Oh, you already know.
3 of them. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You already know.
The Green Bay Packers.
And the Dallas
Cowboys. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their quarterback, he's in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers, their quarterback, he's in the Pro Bowl. Dallas Cowboys, their quarterback, he's not in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott benefits from the most important characteristic you need to make the Pro Bowl.
No, that's not the most.
Availability. Sight.
No.
Presence.
Oh.
That's the most important characteristic is I have to see you. I got to see you to vote for you. Dak Prescott benefits the most, just like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady, he utilized that benefit to make the Pro Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, he utilized that benefit to make the Pro Bowl. Dak Prescott, you have the same benefit as Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Dak Prescott, you played in the most watched football game this year. The most watched football game, not just this year. Dak Prescott played in the most watched football game since 1993.
That's my dog.
In the regular season. So everybody knows who you are, Dak Prescott, and you still can win a popularity contest? Come on, Sal.
Oh, no.
Honestly, it's a shame that you can't leverage the opportunity that the others leverage.
That part is true. It's a shame. You had it all set up for you, had it all propped up for you, and you didn't realize exactly the results that you desired. That is a shame. But let me tell you why it's a shame, because the devil's in the details.
Please, detail me.
Oh, you said, oh, my God, you had the thing that helps you the most. And he also had the thing that hurts you the most.
What's that?
He got hurt. Think about Dak Prescott. Did Tom Brady get hurt this year?
Oh, Kyler Murray's in the Pro Bowl.
I know.
And he missed like 5,000 games.
We're going to finish. Did Tom Brady get hurt? Who got in? Did Tom Brady get hurt?
No, sir, he didn't get hurt.
And did he ball? Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Did Aaron Rodgers get in?
Yep. Yes, he got in. Yes, he
missed a game.
He missed a
game. And then Dak Prescott gets hurt. And then when Dak Prescott gets hurt, it's not like Aaron Rodgers' injury, COVID or whatever you want to call it. He just disappears for a week and comes back. Dak Prescott actually comes back, and whatever level is compromised, no excuse. I'm just trying to show you that the detail of when he came back, he wasn't the same dude. Call it like you want. When you saw him scoring 34 points a game before the injury, 25 points a game since the injury. You saw his completion percentage go down, 10. You saw his touchdown interception ratio suffer. You saw his passer rating go 115, I love you, Acho, to 84. This is why he didn't make it. Because he wasn't good enough when it mattered most.
Okay.
And that's not a problem of popularity. It's actually a problem of they love to hate you. And when they see they can't give you all the credit and all the flowers, they going to stomp on your grave extra hard. Dak Prescott suffered an injury. And then we saw him suffer through play. You think people weren't going to dance on his grave? Absolutely, because they don't love him. They love to hate him.
And there is no grave for Dak Prescott.
There is.
Dak Prescott is one of the most beloved figures in American sports. He's the highest paid figure.
So is LeBron, and the most hated. Who's the most hated online? They already did the damn evidence.
Yes, but as LeBron
who's the most loved?
Hated, he is also the most loved.
Thank you.
Because he is the most known.
Thank you.
My point is, okay, at least we have established what we have established.
They're love to hate Dak.
We have established Dak Prescott did not play well this year.
No, we ain't established that. He didn't play well after the injury.
Okay, in totality.
Closer to the voting, which is a bad time.
In totality.
When is the Oscar season?
Week 6.
He dropped a bad movie in Oscar
Week
season.
6, Dak Prescott got hurt, I believe. That was when he gets.
Yeah, he missed week 8.
7.
He missed week
great.
8.
So we've established in totality Dak Prescott has not played as well as he needed to play this year, as well as his salary dictates he should play, or as well as his rating dictates he should play. He didn't play.
Why do you want me to be argumentative up here? I said Dak ball got hurt and then he didn't ball as well. That's it.
If you get hurt halfway through the season and you have the same amount of games before and the same amount of games after, then Dak Prescott did not ball.
So why is there an Oscar season? Why do people say, oh, we got to time up when we release this movie? Because timing matters.
No.
And yes, don't you do that.
Timing matters.
Timing matters in this voting.
In the sense that
really?
It's still a calendar year.
Why Keenan Allen make it? Because Keenan Allen balled on the last game before voting against the Chiefs. Stop playing.
In totality, Keenan Allen is a baller. In totality, Dak Prescott compared to the other quarterbacks in the NFC is not as much of a baller.
Did that timing help or did it hurt?
Sure,
Dak?
it would help.
What if it were flipped for Dak?
Kyler Murray didn't hurt him. No. Remember, Kyler Murray has lost 3 out of his last 4 starts.
Yeah.
So Kyler Murray's timing is atrocious.
It is.
But he's still in. Kyler Murray is not seen nearly as much. He's not loved nearly as much. Doesn't have nearly the following. But Kyler Murray's still in. He ain't got nearly as much help with the wide receiver position and the running back position.
Not of late. But you know what the thing is with Kyler Murray?
He's good. He's excellent. That's the thing.
And let's be real. 7-0 when nobody else was undefeated, that lead was something that they couldn't come back and catch. Coming up, the 49ers and Titans are both fighting for playoff spots. I'll tell you what's at stake in their big matchup tonight. But first, what's more important for Baker Mayfield on Christmas Day? For him to play well or the Browns to beat the Packers? We'll answer that next. Don't speak for yourself. Christmas Day on Fox, Baker Mayfield and the Browns take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Then catch Coach Cardinals on NFL Network. It's a Christmas Day doubleheader on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. And speaking of that, Christmas Day, Terry Bradshaw is giving away a house. I said a house on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Scan the QR code and enter your picks in the Christmas special contest. Then opt in to the house giveaway sweepstakes for your chance to win. One lucky winner will be announced on Christmas during the Browns-Packers game on Fox. Don't miss out. It's free to play. Now, speaking of the Browns, they're currently 7-7, and are fighting for a playoff spot. Baker Mayfield missed last week's loss due to COVID, and by rule, the latest he can come back this week is on Christmas Day against the Packers. But if he's not cleared before Saturday, he'll have to travel to Green Bay separately and wait for a green light. Jimmy just won. Acho, which is more important for Baker Saturday? He plays well or the Browns win?
What's most important is you never ruin a John Legend song like that again.
Don't do that.
Don't you ever disrespect a John Legend song like that again.
That's his best song too, huh?
That's up there. Ordinary people. It's most important that Baker Mayfield play well for Baker Mayfield. Like, Baker, I can't think of one standout performance from you this year where y'all won. Can't think of one.
Go there.
Your most standout performance was in that loss to the Chargers. So realistically speaking, Baker, all of the Browns wins, I can't think of you with a standout performance. And in the losses, I can only think of one. At this point, whether Baker Mayfield plays well or not, we don't know if the Browns are going to make the playoffs. We just don't. Like, they had control to a degree of their own destiny last week, but when you lost to the Raiders, we just don't know if they're going to make it. 21% chance that the Browns are going to make it as of now. Ooh. So, Baker, big dog, I hate to say this as a team guy, it's time to be selfish.
Okay.
Period. It's time for Baker Mayfield, and obviously Baker Mayfield won't say this aloud, but it's time for Baker Mayfield to go out there and ball individually. Baker, you cannot control if the Browns are going to make the playoffs, and the only way to change the perception of you this year is for the Browns to make the playoffs. If the Browns make the playoffs, we might look over some of your iniquities on the football field, if you will. But if the Browns don't make the playoffs, it doesn't matter if the Browns win 9. Browns win 8. Browns have a winning season. That's irrelevant. We're looking at you, Baker Mayfield. So since you can't control whether or not the Browns make the playoffs anymore, you better go out there and ball.
Eat.
Because what you can control, how they view you going into that fifth-year option, which they've picked up. What you can control, how the rest of the National Football League views you. What you can control is somehow going out there and dueling with the NFL MVP favorite and Aaron Rodgers right now. That is what you can control. And if we being real,
we are.
Sometimes, even as a Browns fan, which y'all know I am, I'm a Browns fan, I'm an Eagles fan, and people say I'm a Cowboys hater. But as a Browns fan, I don't know that I still care if the Browns win this game.
Wow.
I want to win the war, not the battle.
Woo.
The battle appears to be winning another game and maybe having a chance to make the playoffs, where the Browns will clearly get bounced. The war is Baker Mayfield somehow having a light switch moment that allows this number 1 pick to live up to his number 1 pick potential and leading the Browns into a much brighter future for years to come. What is one football game being victorious as opposed to one quarterback having a moment that can propel them into maximizing their potential? That's where I'm at with Baker Mayfield. Short-sighted, looking through the peephole, man, I really want to win. But I'm trying to open up the door and say, I really want Baker to maximize his potential. I'd rather have him ball and be propelled forward.
Strong. In disagreement, I'd say that the Browns must win this game, and Baker Mayfield must ensure that the Browns win this game. Because it's no more about Baker Mayfield this season. I'm going to say this for real. There's no more learn about Baker Mayfield this season. Let's play the theoretical game. In theory, hypothetically, what if Baker Mayfield goes out there and balls? You won't believe in it fully because you don't think it will be continued. You don't think it will be consistent. You don't think whatever you see in him balling, he's going to replicate that performance going forward, right? So there's no learn in the positive. Let's do the negative. Baker Mayfield goes out there and lays an egg. Sucks. You know what? We already thought that about you, Baker Mayfield, in terms of how we play this game. The Cleveland Browns have a philosophy that they're winning, and when they win, it's in spite of Baker Mayfield. So now they have to buy all in, and Baker Mayfield has to help them buy all in too. We're going to win in spite of Baker Mayfield, whether he balls or not. Now, it's crazy because there's evidence. Let's look at Baker Mayfield in totality. What was his best year? Some say his rookie year, and some say last year. Sir. You know why there's a conversation about that? Because his rookie year, the numbers are pretty much the same as last year. But you know why it was a conversation? even deeper than that? Last year they won. So guess what? That's the condiments. That's the cherry on top.
Yeah,
oh, y'all won. So Baker Mayfield, selfishly, you need to make sure that this team wins because there's only one thing in common between being selfish and selfless. It's self. And Baker Mayfield, he needs to ensure this team wins. Let's talk about this. They already got his fifth-year option picked up. So all this like I'm going to make them think of me differently and move the needle, maybe on the margins. But in reality, in terms of what they really deeply think of you, it's going to have to take winning performances to change their mind. You look at Baker Mayfield, here's the biggest problem. They don't need Baker Mayfield to ball out to have team success and to win football games. Think about this. When Baker Mayfield throws for over 300 yards this year, since going back to last year as well, they're 1-3. You have your best games in terms of yardage passing, and we're 1-3. Okay, whatever. Let's go back to 2018, even further. 5-5, 300-yard games. Okay. What happens when he throws for more than 2 touchdowns? You would think, okay, here we go. We got points. Now forget yards, points. 3-3. They win in spite of Baker Mayfield. We know because they're designed. That's why they got Pro Bowl running back. That's why they got Pro Bowl offensive lineman. That's why they have a tremendous defense and Pro Bowlers on that side of the ball. They're trying to win in spite of Baker Mayfield. So if Baker Mayfield is smart in this moment, he respects that they're trying to do that, and he gets out the way and ensures a victory.
But remember, Sel, there are 2 ways to climb the mountain as a quarterback. You can either collectively make sure your team wins, and you don't individually have to ball so much. You speak of Trent Dilfer. I can speak of Joe Flacco. There's several quarterbacks throughout the course of the NFL history. Mm-hmm. Or you can change the perception of yourself and your dollar amount by individually balling. Deshaun Watson, we've seen that time after time. Baker is doing neither this year.
Right.
Team, not balling. Individually, not balling. Yeah. Well, realistically speaking, a ship has set sail for the team to ball. Best case scenario, what can the Browns end up? 10-7.
10-7.
And
playoff
maybe
team.
miss the play.
Maybe win a division. They still in the running to win a division. They still play the Ravens.
Now they're hard pressed because the Bengals are ahead of them after losing to the Raiders. I said last week Browns are going to win the division. I was like, Browns are going to win 3 out of the next 4. They're going to win the division. They're going to be all good. But after losing to the Raiders and that percentage dropped down from about 44% to 21%, I'm not going to lose y'all with stats for making the playoffs. I was like, I'm hard pressed to see this team sell with an additional game this year than last year, have 1 less loss. That's bad math, coach. Math ain't math. No. You can't have another game and have 1 more loss. Or not even that. You can't have another game and 1 less victory. That's better than having 1 more loss. So, Baker, what you can control is balling. Ball out, not just this game, ball out the rest of the games. I want the Browns to win, of course. But I just know that if the Browns beat these Packers and still don't make the playoffs, that does nothing for the Browns, and it does nothing for Baker Mayfield. At least let someone come out on top. Let somebody win in this situation.
But I'm saying that you have the bad math, not necessarily the setup for this team. Let's talk about this team. Hard pressed is what you say in thinking that they can do something in the playoffs. But people said that about the Giants the year that they were a wild card team. People said that about the Packers the year they were a wild card team. People said that about the Bucs last year. You got to go on the road every single game and win it all. Well, they did. And I'm not going to get caught up in a hard press conversation because that's one team, the 2021 Cleveland Browns we're talking about right now, versus one player with 4 years of resume, 4 years of evidence. It's harder for Baker Mayfield to change our minds than for a 7-7 Cleveland Browns team to change our minds right now in this year. You know, because Baker Mayfield, even if it works, even if Baker Mayfield has thrown for what? 5 touchdowns once in his career, 4 touchdowns, I think twice. Any this year? None. Not even 3 this year. Baker Mayfield goes out there and lights it up. We're going to be like, anomaly. But if this team starts to consistently win, what Baker Mayfield as its leader at the helm, we'll start to say, oh, Baker Mayfield somehow, some way, Jimmy G style, just stirs this the right way. If you're going to be selfish for the team. Coming up, Matthew Stafford has helped lead the Rams to 10 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So far. We'll tell you if he's exceeded expectations. Next, don't speak for yourself. Come on, Baker. And the Rams have won 10 games so far, and Matthew Stafford, the big reason why. Stafford's name has been in MVP talks in his first season in L.A., but he was not one of the 3 quarterbacks picked for the NFC roster in the Pro Bowl. Boo. Losing out to Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Kyler Murray. So, Acho, Has Matthew Stafford exceeded expectations?
Absolutely. First, we have to establish what were your expectations. My expectation for the Rams were to be a Super Bowl contending team with Matthew Stafford, were to win their division with Matthew Stafford, and were to be better than they were last year with Matthew Stafford, right? Sub goals, have a prolific offense, all those individual sub goals. But those were the biggest goals. Super Bowl contending, better than you were last year, win the division. And as it stands right now, they are in position to do all of those things. Clearly Super Bowl contending, 10 wins, 10-4, second best record in the National Football League. In contention to win the division. They are tied with the Cardinals atop the division. Both teams 10-4. The one team beat one team, the other team backdoor and beat the other team. Tied atop of that division. And then collectively, offensively, they are balling. They are better than they were last year. If you look at where they were last year compared to where they are this year, scoring offense, points, yardage, passer rating, all of the things, Matthew Stafford has propelled this organization exponentially in ways that you could have imagined, in ways that I did imagine. If Matthew Stafford has not exceeded expectations, then the true question has to now become, what's your expectation? Second best record in the NFC, Super Bowl contending. Stafford has the second most passing yards in the NFL. Stafford has the second best passer rating in the NFL. Stafford has the second most touchdowns in the NFL. So I don't know what else Matthew Stafford quite literally could do. You could be mad at him for not making a Pro Bowl, but my expectations weren't for Stafford to make a Pro Bowl. They were for Stafford to make the Rams better. He's done that, big dog.
Oh, man. He has not done it, so he has not exceeded expectations. This season's not over, and the expectation was for him to get him over the hump, right? So let's just deduce this. Let's go backwards. Let's reverse engineer this as we shall. This team has to win the Super Bowl, or guess what? We had Jared Goff taking us to a Super Bowl, and we got rid of him because that wasn't enough, right? We saw the regression offensively with Jared Goff. We saw that year after year to the point of contention, to the point of finally trading for Matthew Stafford. So I'm not going to get lost in that vacuum of, I need a better quarterback statistically. No, I need a better quarterback in terms of outcome and in potential and expectation. So in comes Matthew Stafford. Now, we have this tremendous talent that supposedly was held back because of circumstances, because of organization, because of lack of talent, lack of running game, lack of defense, blah, 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 lack. Like this insane genius that was just stuck in the worst public school, in the worst hood in America, right? That's who Matthew Stafford was portrayed as. And it's interesting, Matthew Stafford, if you look at his numbers and you dive into them, you may be impressed if you base them off of Jared Goff. But then you won't be as impressed if you base them off of Matthew Stafford. Why Matthew Stafford, when we took you out of that horrible school, you tremendous student, and put you in a better school with tremendous resources, we don't see better from you? Interesting. Let's talk about how bad that was or how bad you might be. We'll see. How come I look at Matthew Stafford in major statistical categories? This may be long-winded, but it's certainly worth it. And completion percentage. Matthew Stafford, have I seen you around 67%? Oh, yes, I did. 2015. How that season turn out? All right, whatever. So we've seen you this accurate before. What about in yardage? Right now, seen you way better. You had a 5,000-yard season. You're not going to have a 5,000-yard season this year. Okay. What about in touchdowns? Oh, my God. Do I have to go back to that same 2011 year? You've had more touchdowns before. Wait a minute, Matthew Stafford. This is Marcel's cooking the books. What about throwing fewer interceptions? Oh, my God, no. Multiple times. 2016, 2017. Matthew Stafford, only 10 interceptions. What is Marcellus? You must be. Yards per game. Come on. He got Cooper Kupp leading the league, setting the NFL receiving records. Oh, no. 2011, 2012, 2019. We saw way more out of you, Matthew Stafford. Interesting. Quarterback rating. Damn it. I saw that also before. QBR, the other side, the other network talk about that, but I still saw that. Game-winning drives. Oh, you got me now. Fourth quarter comebacks. You got me. We saw that more so in Detroit. Wait a minute. Matthew Stafford, are you better than you've ever been? You can say no. Is this team better than it's ever been? We certainly right now could say no. So then why is he exceeding expectations? If the expectation is to win a Super Bowl or at least get a better Matthew Stafford version because he's not in those surroundings and bad situations anymore, where is he winning? Where is he exceeding expectations?
I'm intrigued right now. So.
You didn't know I was going to come so hard.
No.
Ball so hard.
I'm thinking about that quote that don't argue with a fool because from a distance you can't tell who's.
Well, we close, so we ain't a distance. We right here.
I don't know if I want to entertain that argument.
No. What did you say in A block?
Souls were in it.
Well,
Souls were in it.
No, you know what you said in A block?
You
don't want to fight because you know you can't win that fight.
I don't know.
Where's he better?
Lost him. Here's what you did. What you did was you took Matthew Stafford's one season and you found 14 other seasons because he's played 12. So you compared his one season to his other 11 seasons, and you saw that one category loses to another category in one of the other 11 seasons. It's just flawed logic.
No.
It's like Steph Curry is the best player in basketball this year, many would argue. But Steph has had another season where he's made more threes. He's had another season where he's had a better free throw percentage. He's had another season where he's had a higher three-point percentage. He's had another season where he's had more assists. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Steph Curry is the best player in basketball this year. So it doesn't take away from the fact that Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback this year because
I didn't say he wasn't
other
great.
11 seasons.
I didn't say he wasn't great.
Now, what I'll give you
You
is
said
this.
expectations.
If your expectation is for him to win a Super Bowl,
You don't know.
We don't know. Like the question is
TBD.
Might as well go to break.
Coming up.
But what I'll know is, because we always say he has to win a Super Bowl, we got to reframe our mind. Jared Goff only went to one Super Bowl in 4 years with Sean McVay.
Okay.
So for Matthew Stafford to be better, all Matthew Stafford actually has to do is either win one in the next 4 years or go to two in the next 4 years. But all Jared Goff did was go to one in the next 4 years.
Ooh, look at you.
So
soft mattress to lie on.
Well,
sit there, Matthew.
2 Super Bowls in 4 years of soft mattress.
Look, this ain't my expectations. First of all, do not pin me to the expectations of Matthew Stafford. I'm just knowing when they're sitting there on the tarmac in the private jet begging and having beef between two besties, a head coach in Arizona and the situation with L.A. Rams in San Francisco, and they're beefing each other. They beefing because they want to get over the hump. Both teams been to Super Bowls. Both teams were looking at Matthew Stafford like, get us over the hump. Now, that's the expectations. If you want to change the expectation, then I'll answer this question
I don't want to change it. I'm just saying we got to answer the question based on right here and right now.
Okay.
And based on if you were to tell Sean McVay that, hey, after 14 games, the San Francisco 49ers would be 8-6. The Arizona Cardinals would be 10-4, and you would still be atop the division. I think
he's not top
Sean
of the
McVay,
division.
They're atop 10-4, 10-4.
No, they're not. But there's a
tiebreaker that's not even head-to-head. There's a secondary tiebreaker.
But it still works. Arizona's leading this division right now. If the playoffs started tomorrow,
I said
Arizona has
top. I didn't say
okay.
at
Okay.
top.
Now we're going to argue that.
Top.
I know I got you pinned against the wall. You talking about top.
So if you were to tell
who's in first in the division?
Arizona. I did not say that.
That's good. Okay.
So we were both correct.
No,
Instead of top.
You're correct, Acho. But you know the expectation wasn't to be tied with Arizona and actually losing there.
But if you were to say that they were 10-4, I think Sean McVay would take that. Like Stafford and the Rams being 10-4 right now, that's a win. Yeah. Stafford being second.
So if they go out there and lose in the playoffs anytime, I don't care where you say, NFC Championship game, even the Super Bowl, you think they said, yeah, he exceeded expectations. Matthew Stafford, we got what we want. We did all this for that.
If they go to the Super Bowl and lose, I don't think you'll say he failed expectations. I don't think you'll say he exceeded them. I think you'll be like, he met them.
Well, then I answered the question correctly. Has he exceeded? Not to this point. Will he exceed it? There's only one scenario. This is what I told you before. Matthew Stafford walked into a nearly impossible situation. Someone said, I want you to show me how high you can jump. But here's the thing. I'm going to put you so close to the ceiling. It ain't much room. So guess what? If you can't touch the ceiling and you that damn close, we're going to say, what did we bring you in here for? It's not even a Jared Goff comparison with Matthew Stafford, who just beat Arizona. So, boy, Matthew Stafford, if you lose to division to Jared Goff, beat that team, he can't beat them. Anyway, if he can't get him over the hump, and the hump, I'm not going to lie, this much space they need to go clear, right? But if he doesn't do that, people are going to turn on him. And right now, there are not strong indicators that they will do that. There are strong indicators they're one of the top teams. They've been that before. It's strong indicators that this team, you don't want to face them or they could be tough out. Yeah. But we're saying the expectation was do what Jared Goff did and more so. Where have we seen that so far?
At this junction in time, he's done what Jared Goff has done in better. I'm just saying, I can't predict the Super Bowl, but Jared Goff, at this junction in time, Matthew Stafford has done what Jared Goff.
Jared Goff have a 13 and 3? Yeah. So we already got 4. You ain't beating that. So you're not beating win-loss record. Jared Goff won a division. You're not going to do that probably. We'll see. And then Super Bowl. Like, where's the excess? Like, where's the exceeding expectation part?
Would Jared Goff have this Rams team at this record with this competition in the division this year?
I don't know. I don't know what laboratory that exists in, but I know right now in reality, Jared Goff's kind of giggling. He's like, oh, the team that's winning your division
has 2 wins.
Yeah.
No way
and he got the one that matters over Arizona. Coming up, the Cowboys have 5 players in the Pro Bowl, but it might not be who you think. We have a lot to say about this. Next on Speak for Yourself. Oh, man. Not yet. Let's head back to Dallas. Pro Bowl rosters were revealed yesterday, and the Cowboys are tied for the NFC lead with 5 players. But here's the twist. Cowboys have the league's #1 total offense, but Ezekiel Elliott and none of Dak Prescott's wide receivers made the team. Acho, what do you make of no Cowboys skill position players making the Pro Bowl?
Man, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. As a Cowboys, as a person of Cowboys cognizance, I can't say a fan. But a person of Cowboys
If I ever saw that on your door or on your desk, a person of Cowboys cognizance.
As a person of Cowboys cognizance, it's embarrassing, man. It just simply means I'm aware of what the Cowboys out there are doing. I'm embarrassed. I remember all the talks of the Jones family, CeeDee Lamb saying, man, it's the best offense Cowboys have had. Should be the best offense in the league. All these playmakers. It's embarrassing. That is what I make of it. How do you have all these stars in the galaxy? You got all these stars.
Yeah.
And it's still dark. The stars are still dark. So here's my biggest issue, though. I'm gonna cut all the charades, all the shenanigans. The real issue is this: Cowboys, y'all better win the Super Bowl. Better win the Super Bowl. Here's why I say that.
How you gonna double down with shenanigans?
Here's why I say that, and you'll get exactly where I'm going when I get this, because you've been here before. Players are inherently selfish. Football players are inherently selfish. They have to be. The game of football, NFL, we all know, not for long. So what that very much so means is I got to get mine, period. I hope this team gets theirs, but I got to get mine. The only way you can satiate my appetite for getting mine is if we are collectively getting ours.
Say that again.
Like, that's the buffet. If we are collectively getting ours, then my appetite for mines will be satiated for a little bit.
I'll take
but
that.
if we aren't collectively getting ours, then I have to get mine.
Say it, brother.
Amari Cooper this year is not getting his. Amari Cooper has now missed the Pro Bowl for 2 consecutive years, first time in his illustrious career. Amari Cooper only has 3 more catches than tight end Dalton Schultz, if I'm not mistaken. Amari Cooper has less targets than tight end Dalton Schultz. Amari Cooper has only 20 more yards than tight end Dalton Schultz. Amari Cooper is not getting his. CeeDee Lamb, in comparison, is not getting his. Why? Because CeeDee Lamb was drafted the same year as a guy named Justin Jefferson, rookie Justin Jefferson, who is top 3 in receiving yards, who is en route to a Pro Bowl, who is getting acclaimed as one of the best receivers in football. So CeeDee Lamb is looking like, I'm not getting mine. Zeke. Now, Zeke has been hurt. We know this much. But Zeke was getting the most carries in the National Football League when he came into the National Football League. He is no longer, and he was no longer prior to the injury. So Zeke is not getting his. Dak Prescott's getting paid a boatload of money. But the Cowboys still have the 6th most rushing attempts in the National Football League. So unlike the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who lead the league in passing, unlike the Rams, who are 2nd and 3rd in the league in passing, Dak Prescott's in here handing the ball off more times than he would like. So Dak Prescott is like, I'm not getting mine. That's fine if the Cowboys are getting theirs. But at the point in which the Cowboys are not collectively winning, then all of these divas, which are inherently divas, because you have to be a diva to be a wide receiver and a skill position player.
You have to be?
You got to be on an island, and you got to be able to go out there and get it yourself. You got to believe in yourself. At the point in which the Cowboys are not getting theirs, the Cowboys skill position players are going to start to look like, well, I got to go get mine. So I make that most of the Cowboys skill position players not getting a Pro Bowl nod is that the Cowboys better win a Super Bowl, man, because you better get yours. If you not, y'all better get theirs if you're not going to get yours. Where you at?
Once again, so glad I wasn't your teammate. So glad I wasn't your teammate. You letting them people tell you who you are instead of who you supposed to know who you are. What's a Pro Bowl? What is a Pro Bowl?
Tell me. You been?
It's an award. It's an accomplishment. It's something that they give you in respect to what you did on the field, supposedly. Let's be real about it, supposedly. Why I bring this up? is because I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys, in terms of their production, in terms of what Dak has been professing and his receiving core, was what they've been saying, I don't think they told one lie. No lies told. Number one offense. No lies told. Number two in scoring. No lies told. But then all of a sudden, them, which is other players, which are coaches, which are fans, who either love the Cowboys or love to hate the Cowboys. I don't know which fan base is greater. I would assume the love, but it's a lot of noise against the Cowboys. All of a sudden, they are trying to identify who we really are. Interesting. Kind of takes me to the rap game. How the best artists are not always the ones that win the Grammys. The best rappers don't win the Grammys. The best rap songs don't always win the Grammys. Now, you can look at it and say, well, that's not all the way true. And you're right. Because Tom Brady, Pro Bowler. Aaron Rodgers, Pro Bowler. Jay-Z got the most Grammys. Kanye.
Beyonce.
Well, rappers. But I hear you.
You be rapping.
Beyonce, okay. But then you start to look and you be like, wait a minute. Do I see in the top rappers ever for getting Grammys? Childish Gambino? Oh, not to slander, but I mean, is that top 10 all time? No, but that's top 10 all time in Grammys. You see how there's no direct correlation always between what they try to put on you in terms of award and what you actually are and what in terms of accomplishment? These Dallas Cowboys don't feel slighted because, one, I ain't expect any of y'all to make it offensively. You know why? Because y'all don't deserve it. Who? All right, let's start with Zeke. Stop. Zeke is not only getting graded by the other running backs. Y'all can try and take shots at James Conner if you want. James Conner got 5 more touchdowns than Zeke. But let's do this. Zeke is getting graded against Zeke. And since Zeke is in regression, went from 108 yards a game, the same guy, to a leaner, meaner version who only averages 61 yards a game, let's just say a little luster is off that shine. Let's also talk about these receivers. Where I thought if anybody had a case, CeeDee Lamb, except everyone who made the Pro Bowl, they all got 1,000 yards. Not CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is worse in all the categories: receptions, reception yards per game, total touchdowns, and yards after catch. So where they do that at? Dak, you fumbled the ball right when we grabbed the pencil to fill out the ballot for the Pro Bowl. So really, I didn't expect any of them to get it. But I'm not going to make them feel bad about themselves because, hey, you still got the number one offense collectively. We all eat. Number 2 in scoring. And more importantly, forget that Grammy. Y'all still got the bangers, and you see it every Sunday.
Good take.
You mad at me, though?
Not fully.
Oh, Childish Gambino better than you then?
No. That's a very good take. Difference is Childish Gambino has a hit. He had a hit, and it was called This Is America.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hit. This is America's team. And the problem with America's teams.
What's the problem?
Is they got all these players, but they don't really have any performances. You got Dak Prescott, but he don't really have an individual performance. You got CD, performance. You got Zeke, performance. You got Amari, but they don't have any performances. All these players and no performances. I will give you the fact that they have the number one team, but let's be real. Let's be real with y'all, too. It ain't got to be football. Now everybody can understand. You know when you go to those tapas places, right? Those restaurants where small dishes, right? Tapas, right?
Where are we going to eat In-N-Out after?
Back.
I'm so hungry.
Bingo. When you go to those restaurants that have the small plates,
I hate 'em.
Everybody eats. And collectively, we're all getting a little something. Hey, Shell, let me get one egg roll. Sure, pass me an edamame, not the edamame. Just give me one. Let me get an edamame.
An edamame.
Let me get a pot sticker. Right? But here's the problem. You leave the restaurant, and though everybody is collectively on the same page because we all ate roughly the same amount of food, like Sel said, I got to go to In-N-Out. Why? Because I still have to go get mine. I'm still hungry. So, yes, collectively, all the Cowboys are dissatisfied right now. None of them made a Pro Bowl. Usually, and you've been here, I've been here, but not on your page, but usually in the locker room, you know, somebody that they hype. Hey, big dog, made a Pro Bowl. Everybody, somebody in there glistening. Micah. There's this other dude who's in the locker, and he on his phone. Yeah. And he's still happy, and he like this. And still just cheese, and he like this. Right? Because while Sel is geeked, Sel's teammate, the other defensive end, is like, man, I should have been in that joint too. Yeah. All the Cowboys are dissatisfied right now.
No, they not.
So that is, they got to be Sel.
They got the lead in the NFC still. They tied for it. They got 5 dudes. Stop
Sel,
that.
You know how it goes, though, man.
What do you mean? How it goes. You do that at home.
You think CD didn't want to make it to the Pro Bowl? You think Amari didn't want to make it?
You think he wanted 1,000 yards? Yeah, get it. And then you got a chance. You can't get into it. I got snubbed before. I felt like maybe. I mean, I've seen guys get snubbed. At least we're going to put on the show. Just like we put on the show after we lose a game. But then 5 seconds later, we're like, yo, what we doing later on tonight? We put on the show for the fans. We put on the show at the podium. Oh, yeah, it hurts. But you're going to put on the show for your boy. What kind of teammate are you? You're going to sit there, slam your phone down right in front of his face when he celebrates. That ain't the kind of... Once again, I'm glad I wasn't your teammate. I learned a lot about you. You got to stop with this, Acho.
You've been there, though.
You've been there, too.
You might not have slammed the cell phone, but you've been there when, like, dang, why ain't my boy happy for me? I've been here recently.
That's what I was just about to say. Did those Emmys make you? I don't know. I never won an Emmy, but trust me.
It made haters.
Well, who has more haters, you or the Dallas Cowboys in football?
Hey, America's team, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So, Acho, you made product that won Emmys. Mm-hmm. Whether you get the Emmy or not, you still made some bomb product, right? Mm-hmm. The Dallas Cowboys #1 and #2 in the most important categories. They making dope product. Whether someone sits there and wants to put a certificate on it or not, shouldn't make them unless it made you.
Let's talk that talk then. The only thing that's relevant, though, that you can still carry weight on at the end of the season is accolades. Collective accolades or individual accolades, but all that matters is accolades. So I could ask you, and I can ask you, what was your record in Columbia your sophomore year?
Sophomore year?
Yes, sir.
I want to say 3-7.
Right? You want to say that. I don't know my records at Texas. I do know them because we only lost one game the first 2 years, so I know 12-1 or 13-1, I think. But at the end of the day, I know we won the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
I know we lost the national championship game. I know we didn't go to a bowl game. Right. And I know we won the Holiday Bowl. Right. These things I know. How many games we won and lost, the minutia in between all that, I don't know. It's irrelevant in the big picture. The Cowboys being the #1 offense and the #2 having the #1 points and the #2 yards, it's irrelevant 5 months from now.
I feel you.
Winning a Super Bowl, not irrelevant. Yep. Going to a Pro Bowl, definitely not irrelevant. Yep. All Pro, absolutely not irrelevant. But this small, but they got it. We lead the league in yards. You can only hang your hat on that for 4 more weeks. After 4 weeks, you can no longer hang your hat on the fact that you lead the league in yards. You can hang your hat on a Pro Bowl like you have and like you should forever.
Yeah, I'm with you there. However, not everyone is with us.
Okay.
Even the Pro Bowl can mean different things to different players and different people. Be real. Tom Brady, is he going to play? Aaron Rodgers, is he going to play? Probably not. Guys opt out all the time now. The Pro Bowl is not the same to these guys, to the point where Jalen Hurts is confirming he's a Pro Bowl player right now, right? Here's the thing. I was voted 3 times. I heard my name called. I only played in 1 because of injuries, surgeries, etc. But the point is, I wanted to play. I knew guys who didn't want to play, oh, man, I ain't going out there. So it means different things to different people. But if I'm a Dallas Cowboy right now, I know what it means. Oh, yeah, we about to just night up. We about to ignite, and we about to go out there and go get it because they ain't putting respect on our name, even though we know we should be respected. Coming up, the 49ers and Titans have a big game tonight. We'll tell you what's at stake for both teams. That's next on Speak for Yourself. How can you know? Playoff implications are on the line tonight in Tennessee. 49ers are suddenly hot, winning 5 out of 6 games. And the Titans have seen opposite results, recently losing 3 out of 4. But they still have a shot to clinch the AFC South. The Niners are favored by 3.5 points on the road, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. So, Acho, what's at stake? 49ers-Titans game tonight.
So there are 2 scoreboards in football, correct? Can you tell me what they are, sir, please?
One is points, sir, P. And the other one is psychological.
No doubt about it. There are 2 scoreboards tonight. What is at stake? Maybe the more important scoreboard, the psychological scoreboard. We got 2 of the most physical football teams, if not the 2 most physical football teams currently right now in the National Football League 2021 season. But you're about to go head-to-head, unstoppable force, immovable object. We need to figure out, 1, who is the most physical, who is more physical, or everything in life is relative. Wealth is relative. Intelligence is relative. All things are relative. So now we will have this relative understanding of, maybe the Niners aren't that physical. Maybe the Titans aren't that physical. When you see the 2 most physical, you'll realize there's levels to this.
Levels.
When I saw Kanye and Drake 2 weeks ago, I came back in studio. I came back.
Tell the truth.
I said, bro, Kanye went out there and played 15 songs. Every one was a banger.
Bam.
It reminded me that, albeit Drake is one of the greatest ever, depending on what you like, what tickles your fancy, so to speak, it's levels to this. So we're going to find out who's on what level. Most importantly, though, we got to talk about Big Mo, baby.
What's that?
Momentum.
Uncle Mo.
Big Mo. The Titans have lost 3 of their last 4. Meanwhile, the Niners have won 4 of their last 5. If the Niners win, the Niners are an avalanche that will continue to roll, winning 5 of their last 6 against some very notable opponents, including the Rams, including now what would be the Niners, including now what would be the Titans, including the Bengals. If the Titans lose, obviously assuming, again, the Niners win, Titans would have lost 4 out of 5. Titans are now stumbling, staggering, hopefully getting into the playoffs. So the Titans are trying to slam on the brakes for what is an avalanche going in the wrong direction. The Niners are trying to step on the gas for what is steam on a train going into the right direction.
I like it.
So what's the stake in this game? We could obviously just say the playoffs. I know you and I talked about that pre-show. Clearly both teams need a higher playoff seeding, all that. But I'm talking about the second scoreboard and momentum so epic in the night's matchup.
I'm glad you talked first because now I see the clarity of what is really at stake in this game tonight. Nothing for the Tennessee Titans, as long as they get into the playoffs, which it looks like they still will. But a lot for the San Francisco 49ers. Let's talk about the 49ers. Because if you're on the Tennessee Titans, let's just be real. We playing without Derrick Henry. We're on ball time. Yeah, I hear y'all. But guess what? This is house money. Because we know we getting our savior back, and we're going to see how y'all respond once we got Derrick Henry back. We're physical tonight. We're not physical tonight. Who gives a damn? Is Derrick Henry playing tonight? Nope. When he comes back, holla at your boys. Now, if I'm a San Francisco 49er, I got a whole different self-talk. And I am really high on self-talk. I always tell you, Acho, I may look like a guy who's not too cocky, but boy, I got some big cheerleaders inside my mind, between the ears, and they yell loud because I'm really involved and really intent on self-talk. Let's talk about the 49er self-talk. Let's not remind ourselves tonight or any time going forward of our issues of the past. Let's not remind ourselves that this has been 2 different football seasons for us. Let's not remind ourselves how bad we looked early in this season, whether it was the distraction at quarterback or the injuries or just plain being inept. Let's not remind ourselves at critical times and going down this stretch run with momentum, Uncle Mo, Big Mo, when it's time to start rolling of who we used to be. So when you dust yourself off and you say, you know what, I'm going to put on my best suit and I'm going to get that job. Don't go in there thinking about how you used to just chill at the crib and not do anything all damn day. This is the time to fake it till you make it. And that's the 49ers right now. Now, with that good self-talk, we played the game. I don't judge a book by its cover. I don't give a damn what you show me. You got to keep showing me. So what you show me is already in history. What you show me is already in history. Y'all on y'all 5 of 6 game win streak, that's history. Right now, I need to see it every play, and I need to see it every day. Kind of reminds me of how different warm-ups really exemplify what I'm saying. Different warm-ups in different sports. Let's go to track and field. You ever go to a track meet before the race, infield, and see everybody in their sweats? Oh, backpack on. Oh,
Ace skipping it.
Hell yeah. Scissor kicks. And you know what I always think, and I mean, since I was like 11 years old, I've always thought, damn, that looks amazing. All of them gonna win. But remind yourself, one of them getting last. One of them ain't gonna show up. One of them gonna get smoked. Same thing when I see it in basketball. Cats be in there doing their dunks before pregame. You know what I'm saying? And then I remind myself, he ain't even gonna play tonight. He the one out there. He ain't playing. But in football, oh, we don't fake it. In football, you see a couple of dudes trying to be Deion's son out there, you know, wristbands and chin strap undone, mouthpiece way up there. And then you see a lineman just beast wail out there like, I don't give a damn, because we know there's hell to pay. There are complications and consequences that come from playing a football game that is different than any other sport. 49ers got to remind themselves they've been through those complications. Don't go out there and now give yourself that kind of doubt in your self-talk once again.
I like that, man. That was a phenomenal take. The thing, though, for me is the Tennessee Titans, you can't keep waiting on Derrick Henry.
You can't?
What if he never shows? Remember what you said. You said this about running backs with foot injuries, right?
God.
Big men with foot injuries, not just running backs. Bro, you are so dependent upon that. What if they never show. I know you've been in this situation, big dog. I've been in this situation. Growing up, we didn't just play sports because we were good at it, I would assume. It's also to keep you out the streets.
Yeah.
Also because parents was working 1, 2, maybe 3 jobs.
The devil's workshop.
They can't pick you up until about 6 o'clock, so you're going to go to these sports.
You're going to stay busy.
I vividly remember getting out of practice one day at 6 p.m., big dog, and I'm sitting there waiting on mom and pops. I didn't get a cell phone until I was 17. True story. I didn't get a cell phone until I was 17. Had to use a payphone. Calling mom on a payphone, call mom on a payphone, and I'm just sitting there. It's dark. It's getting darker. Moon's starting to come up. I'm sitting there waiting, thinking that she's going to show up. Never did, because she thought Pops was going to show up. Pops thought Mom was going to show up. And I just sit there waiting. Then finally, it's about 8 o'clock. I ain't at the crib. Somebody shows up. You can't be waiting for Derrick Henry like I was waiting on Mom and Pops, because what if they don't ever show up? Derrick Henry, we are anticipating is going to come be this saving grace. But if he never shows up, then who are the Titans? A 1-3 team in their last 4 games? Then who are the Tennessee Titans? Just sitting here waiting, hoping on a prayer. Titans have to figure out how to, if they can, win without Derrick Henry. If they can't, just go ahead and get that in your mindset and figure out how you're going to change this gameplay. But you better go ahead and figure out how you can win without Derrick Henry, because you will likely have to play at least one playoff game without him.
Yeah, but that's not what hope is. Tremendous. I respect what you said there. And you shouldn't set yourself up like that, but that's what hope is. Hope is the setup. Hope is like, look, where you are right now, that ain't all good. Where you can be if you ride the hope train is where you want to go. Think about it. If you got Derrick Henry on the sideline and you're like, God, a couple more weeks, we're going to see that dude on our team in the huddle. That's all you can hope for. Because before, when everyone was mad at me for being a Tennessee hater, it was because Ryan Tannehill wasn't playing well with Derrick Henry there. Derrick Henry goes away. You see a bump from Ryan Tannehill. But then all of a sudden, there's a law of averages. And this year, for some reason, Ryan Tannehill is not playing his best football. A little off the fastball. So who are the Tennessee Titans? Well-coached team that has talent. But without Derrick Henry, no special sauce. It's just that simple. Now, it's funny you bring all that up because you said you 17?
17.
I didn't get a cell phone until I was 22.
Well, when they come out?
When I was 22. Except if you're a drug dealer, you need over around with a big old remote control like that. So the point is, Tennessee Titans going to have the ball. If you're the 49ers, don't remind yourself how bad it used to be. And more importantly, 9 wins, NFC, I think that gets them into the playoffs. We'll see. Coming up, 3 quarterbacks were picked for the NFC Pro Bowl roster. None of them are Dak Prescott. Tell you what we think about that next on Speak for Yourself. The Pro Bowl rosters were revealed yesterday, and the Cowboys are tied with the most players in the NFC with 5. You hear that, Acho? The most. But none of them are Dak Prescott. NFC quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Kyler Murray. But the quarterback of the 10-4 Cowboys were left out. Joined now by Fox NFL analyst and Pro Bowler himself and Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, Greg Jennings. So, Greg, what do you make of Dak not making the Pro Bowl?
I think it was the right call. I know there can be arguments made for other quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford. Obviously, Kyler Murray did make it. But Dak Prescott, he has to understand. We know, well, I say we in totality, Acho, but
what do you mean?
This is not a shot.
Not everybody Pro Bowlers up here.
Marcellus, not everybody's Pro Bowlers, but Marcellus, you understand. It's a popularity contest as well. And it's a what have you done for me lately? Like, how flashy are you? Even when you're playing against other teams and coaches, they're looking at how do we have to game plan against you? Are you the X factor, or is it more so the guys around you? And when you look at Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott, obviously Tom Brady coming over to the NFC, he would have to be having a very down year for him not to end up getting a Pro Bowl vote, because who knows when we're going to see him again. So he's going to get the popularity contest. Aaron Rodgers, he's balling out of control, possibly MVP. He and Tom Brady are in the talks for that. So you take those two out, and now you have, again, Dak Prescott, who's the odd man out, Kyler Murray, who's in. Well, Kyler Murray, he's flashy. There's things that you have to do to prepare to eliminate not only his passing threat, but his legs as well when you're competing against him. And so when you're looking at players and they're voting and you're saying, man, well, shoot, who should I vote for? Well, Kyler Murray, man, he nice. He got the throw. He got the fadeaway pass. These are things that are flashy and new and exciting. Dak Prescott, everything around Dak Prescott is exciting. He's with the Cowboys. That's exciting. But his game is not as exciting. It's not. And as of late, he has not been performing well. His team has been winning. It's been highlighted by the defense and not Dak Prescott. So this year he missed out, but he's still having a tremendous year. But Kyler Murray, I would have gave him the nod as well.
First and foremost, Greg Jennings, don't you dare come on this show and segregate me out my own show. Man. We know. Well, we don't know. No, I already know my NFL career was lackluster, okay, and I overcompensate with my intellectual career. So don't do me, Greg Jennings.
Respect.
My dog G. No, you make a great point, Greg, and this is where we're going to go to war. This is where Sel and I go to war. The Pro Bowl is a popularity contest, right? First is statistical, secondarily popularity, or first is popularity, secondarily is statistical. Well, Greg, this is the issue. This is why I think it's embarrassing that Dak Prescott didn't make the Pro Bowl. I don't think he should have. I'm with you on that. That's not even a conversation. It's embarrassing that he didn't, because how are you the most popular player on the most popular team and you couldn't win a popularity contest? That's what gets me, Greg Jennings. Like, you can't be the most popular player on the most popular team and not win a contest that was a layup for you to win. It's hard for Greg Jennings to make it on television, not because he's not good on TV, not because he's not in the Packers Hall of Fame, but Greg Jennings didn't play for the Cowboys. You want to know what team has the most players on television? What? America's team. Shout out Mike Irvin. Shout out Troy Aikman. Shout out Deion Sanders before he left. Shout out. You was there too for a little bit. How you like these Cowboys? Shout out Tony Romo. Shout out Daryl Moose Johnson. There is a reason that shout out Jason Witten, who stepped Darren Woodson right to another. Woody, shout out to all of these cats. There's a reason. Because you played for America's team. You are the most popular players on the most popular team. Greg, to me, imagine how lackluster of performances you must have had to not be able to win a popularity contest when you're on the most popular team. That's the only thing that gets me. And I'm not mad at Dak Prescott. I've said this before. Y'all don't tweet at me. Y'all don't text me. Y'all don't DM me. I'm not mad at Dak Prescott.
Hit him up.
I'm mad at all those who want to so vehemently act like Dak Prescott is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He's not a top 3 quarterback in the NFC. And that is the dilemma at hand. Dak is great. He is great. Dak is great. He's not excellent. Okay? Dak Prescott, to be top 3 out of 16 teams in the NFC, top 3 make it to the Pro Bowl. That's 18.75%, Greg Jennings, 18.75%. Dak Prescott's not in the top 19% of the NFC. He's probably not even in the top, 25%, because he's not in the top 4, because the next quarterback would have been Matthew Stafford. So Dak is what? Around the 32nd, 34th percentile in the NFC? Come on, Greg Jennings. I need more than that. So I'm done. I'm going to stop. I'm going to let my dog Marcellus pipe up. But I need
pipe up, amigos. Pipe it up. Oh, man, Acho, I can see how your world is formed. I can see the prism in which you view this world. Oh, I can see your paradigm. Oh, my God. Woo! In the NFL, it's a meritocracy. In the NFL, your performance makes you most popular. Let's talk about that, how you're great and not excellent, and still can be excellent even though they don't think that you are. Let's talk about what Dak Prescott just went through. And we all been through it before, whether it's you or someone else. Dak Prescott was sold that there were 3 Pro Bowl shots that he missed out on. That's what he was sold. That's what he was told. But that ain't the real. The real is there's only one spot. And the real is Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have to lose their spots for there to be more than one spot. And you know what's so crazy? This reminds me of the NFL when you get to training camp. And look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, dog. There was years I walked in I was like, I ain't gotta do jack. It's my job. I ain't doing nothing. I do what I need to do to get me right? And then you see these youngsters running around here. You know, they tails on fire. And I'm looking around like, do you know that 45 of these 53 jobs are already accounted for before we even step on this field day one? There are 8 jobs left. I don't know what coach told you. I don't know what your mama and daddy, I don't know what your girlfriend told you when she dropped you off because you only got one car because you're sharing it because you're trying to make it to the league. I don't know what the hell, but it's only 8 opportunities out here. But I know from the outside it looked like it's 53-man roster. Anybody can make it. You can't make it. If you're in the NFC playing quarterback, good luck trying to get one of those 3 opportunities, not 3. And I love Greg's point to this. Kyler Murray's going to win in any tiebreaker with Dak Prescott just on style points. The same way Lamar Jackson won over Joe Burrow in the AFC because of style points. And also he has to lift more. So if you look at it like that, you understand, Acho, it ain't the prism you looking at in terms of popularity because the most popular are the ones who perform the best. Ask a Cooper Kupp. He knows how it is. You ain't got to be on all that. Just go out there and get them numbers and you'll be popular.
And that last part that you mentioned, he has to lift more when you're talking about Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. That's exactly the point that I'm making when I'm talking about teams having to prepare for these quarterbacks. Well, when you prepare for Aaron Rodgers, you prepare and you hope to keep him in the pocket, contained. Dak Prescott, yes, you hope to keep him contained, but when you're comparing him to Kyler Murray, you know you better keep Kyler Murray in a bubble, in wraps, and you better stay high on them edges and outside, or unless he will burn you every single time you're on the field. And lastly, when I look at Dak Prescott, everything that I see about Dak Prescott has increased, but that's some of the problem as well. All of what we see with the Dallas Cowboys has improved and increased and enhanced. Their weaponry, everything around Dak Prescott, even though he has proven that he is a great quarterback, he still hasn't proven that he is elite. And the last thing I'll say is, Marcellus, because I've gone through this, you're spot on when you talk about they're going for one spot. It's all of what you mentioned. When you're playing for a team, you know, everybody says 6 receivers, we're going to keep 6. Man, we got 5 already. So out of the 6 guys that are in camp, one of y'all gonna make it. Like, these are the realities that I think a lot of fans don't understand, and a lot of novice TV watchers or listeners don't even really put into the equation. And so Dak Prescott, he's a realist. Everybody knew Tom Brady's over in NFC now. When we would look at the Pro Bowl list, okay, Fitzgerald, Larry automatic. He's an automatic. He had something dramatic has to happen for him to be out. Then you had other Julio Jones, automatic. Like, there was guys that you knew they're automatics. So your opportunities are diminishing every time you have an automatic slot that's taken. And those guys, like you alluded to, they have to either miss enormous amounts of time or just be playing piss poor for them not to make it. And that's where Dak Prescott is. He's in a position where he is on the most popular team, but he's not playing to where it's like, oh my God, did you see Dak Prescott last week? We're not saying that about his play.
I only have one small pushback, G. And I was surprised when I heard this, and you'll be surprised as well. Remember, Tom Brady didn't make the Pro Bowl last year. And Tom Brady had 40 passing touchdowns last year. Tom Brady had a 67% completion percentage. He only had 12 picks. He didn't make it last year. So you are right. I'm not going to sit here and argue that Tom Brady's not an automatic. But it did make me raise my eyebrow a little bit as to say, well, just how automatic is he? I think the furthest thing for me, though, G, is I don't know how much players and coaches then respect Dak Prescott. And that's really my ultimate point. Like, that's the only ultimate point. You make a great point, Greg Jennings. Kyler Murray puts a little bit more fear in my eyes as a defender.
Say it.
Lamar Jackson puts a little bit more fear in my eyes as a defender. If coaches and players make up the final third of Pro Bowl voting and Dak Prescott did not get in, clearly statistically he wasn't great. But I think the reality of the matter is Dak just doesn't put that much fear in defenders' eyes. And now Dak Prescott runs even less than he did last year. It comes down to this. Dak hasn't played that well. Dak is incredibly good, but he's not elite. And I do not know that defenders or coaches fear Dak Prescott. That, to me, is very telling and almost an indictment.
Well, it is an indictment. They don't fear him more than Kyler Murray. That's also reality. Like, who would? Like, no one's looking at the Cowboys offense like, oh, well, Dak Prescott scares me more than Kyler Murray does in the Arizona offense. So, yeah, it's an indictment, but it's jaywalking. Like, duh, it ain't that damn serious. We get it. And I love how you keep sneaking that Tom Brady point in about last year's Pro Bowl. Even though Tom Brady started off slow, the team started off slow. People were questioning how they were gelling together, 7-5. That's why he didn't get into the Pro Bowl. Then he got hot, they got hot, etc. But you know what? Let me just end on this. Dak Prescott, you know you're guilty, bruh. Didn't support your popularity, as Acho says, with your performance. Let me read y'all this real quick. All three of the Pro Bowlers that made it, Murray, Brady, and Rodgers, all have a better passer rating. Brady and Rodgers have more passing touchdowns. Murray has a better completion percentage. Said these names a few times, right? And Dak has the most giveaways of all of them. You got to support your popularity with performance. Coming up, a lot of names have been dropped as MVP candidates this year, but we're revealing our own MVP rankings at the big board. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. Welcome back to Speak for Yourself with only, I told you, Pro Bowl vote. All right. Let's hear my dog. Ooh, let me get that rock. Let me get some of that. Okay, only 3 weeks left. Look at me and Reed in the regular season. It's time for us to reveal our top 3 MVP rankings. Acho, get us started. Who are you going with, number 3?
Number 3, slowly but surely climbing up the ladder, Aaron Rodgers.
Climbing up the ladder. Okay, let me go number 3. Jonathan Taylor. Finally, I pay some homage to my former position at the running back position. Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he has a chance in hell of winning the MVP. And that's because of the position he plays, not because of his performance. We got to go back to when Adrian Peterson won it, 2012. Jonathan Taylor's having a tremendous season. At the same time, when quarterbacks are playing well, there's no chance for any other position to get that opportunity. That's why he's at number 3.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is my number 3, but he is much like Usain Bolt in the final 40 meters of that 100-meter race. He is opening up his stride, and he is quickly gaining ground. Do not be surprised if he ends up winning it all.
Okay, well, let's see who's better than Aaron Rodgers in your rankings. Who got it?
Very similar. My number 2 is your number 3, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, number 1 in the National Football League in rushing touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, number 1 in the National Football League in rushing yards. Jonathan Taylor, number 1 in the National Football League in scrimmage touchdowns, scrimmage yards. Only second to Tony Pollard in yards per carry. He's just the best running back we've seen in a long time.
Damn, you made a stronger case for him. Let's go to my number 2, which is your number 3. And Aaron Rodgers. I like how you did that. You remind me of the dude that was bench pressing, and I know he couldn't lift the weight. No, put 4 on there. Put 4 and 4 or 5. Ah! And you just sitting there like, hey, bro, just say it. Just say it. Jonathan Taylor, number scrimmage yards. He ain't winning it. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers ain't winning it either. Let's see who's going to win it out. So who's your number 1?
My winner is very simple. Cooper.
You got it. Do this, take me by your damn self. I'm not doing this.
Very simple.
Stop it.
Cooper Kupp.
Who is winning it?
Is going to break the NFL record for not touchdowns in a season.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp's going to break the NFL record for most receiving yards in a season. He's going to smash Calvin Johnson's record. He's going to break the NFL record for catches in a season. He's going to smash Michael Thomas's record. Cooper Kupp is 30% total of the Rams' net yardage, and he's 39% total of the Rams' receiving yardage. Cooper Kupp will win the MVP.
Hey, let me run this is real time Cooper Kupp routes. Y'all better stop. Hey, he a tremendous receiver. I love how they always say he's so smart. Here we go again, talking in that code. Cooper Kupp is balling out of control. Come on, who I got? The best at the most important position, Tom Brady. That's who's going to win. I don't know what you just did in theatrics and for television, but there's no way Cooper Kupp is going to win the MVP. Here's the thing. When's the last time a receiver ever won MVP?
Haven't.
And Cooper Kupp is going to be the first one to do it? You can't win this award unless quarterbacks have all failed. Tom Brady leading the league, passing touchdowns.
I'm glad you said that.
Number 1 scoring.
I'm glad you said that. Getting shut out in the most recent game is failure. I think in narrative form, Cooper Kupp is going to start to build. Why? Well, no receiver has ever won an NFL MVP award. Cooper Kupp's going to go for 2,000 yards. Cooper Kupp is going to break their receiving catches record. He's going to break Michael Thomas's. How do I know that? Sean McVay's intentional. Remember when Odell Beckham got to the Rams? What was the very first play of the game? An intentional now pass to Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
If Cooper Kupp gets close to 2,000 yards, Sean McVay's going to get him there. If Cooper Kupp gets close to 149, that's the record right now. Receptions. Cooper Kupp's on pace for 148. Sean McVay's going to get him there. Sean McVay is going to intentionally make sure Cooper Kupp gets
Who thought we could have an argument for Cooper Kupp? But I thought it was a popularity contest in part. I thought it was about marketing. TB12, he just sent me a whole personal kit. I got a mask, everything. Thank you, Tom. my dog. Cooper Kupp ain't got no damn mask. He ain't got no cup. He ain't got nothing. What is Cooper Kupp going to do for us? The face of the NFL. That's our MVP. Broadcasting that message globally that Cooper Kupp's the best player.
I would just start selling cups.
Good luck, man. Let me run one more round. Throw it to me, right? Okay, ready? I'm out route. Man, he run some slow routes. Now we'll do it for our MVP power rankings. Let's see where these guys end up at the end of the season. Robert Woods, you hurt? Oh, you can't go in motion? Okay, here we go. Coming up, the Pro Bowl rosters he be running the slow routes, have been announced, and we'll tell you who the biggest snub is. That's next on Speak for Yourself.
So he running the slow routes?
Pro Bowl rosters have been announced, and there are plenty of players who were left off the list that deserve recognition. Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler are just a few big names left out. So, Acho, who is the biggest Pro Bowl snub?
The biggest snub, I'm going to do this for my cats in the shy, Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith, inside backer for the Chicago Bears, might be the most disrespected player in football. He's one of only 4 players this season. He got 140 tackles. He has 9 TFLs. He has 3 or more sacks. Only 4 NFL players have done this. Now, the reason I'm so disappointed Roquan Smith did not make it to the Pro Bowl this year is because he got snubbed last year. And I figured that at least he would have some residual praise based upon realizing he was snubbed last year. Let's understand how great he was last year, and let's at least kind of give a figurative makeup call. But we didn't even do that. The dilemma was this. Micah Parsons should have made the Pro Bowl as an outside backer. Micah Parsons should not have made the Pro Bowl as an inside backer, thus creating the spot for Roquan Smith at inside backer. Micah Parsons made the Pro Bowl because of his sacks this year. Incredible job he's done, mainly rushing the passer. Move him to outside backer, create a spot for Roquan Smith at inside backer, and let Roquan Smith partner up with Bobby Wagner as the 2 guys at inside backer in the NFC. Roquan Smith, 4th in the NFL in tackles. Roquan Smith is an all-around beast. Yeah. Chicago Bears, Roquan Smith did get snubbed once again.
Good snub there. Good snub. A little of a dark horse snub there. It takes 2 years to get in the Pro Bowl, they always say. 1, to get recognized, and 2, to actually get it and receive it. So, Raekwon, I don't know. What's your problem? You should get it. It's been here 2 years. Matthew Stafford, let's not overthink.
That's an easy one.
It's easy. It's right down the street. It's right here. Supposed to have a Hollywood ending. All them stars on their team, you're not getting the star treatment, at least. And I mean star treatment. That means when there's a tie, I get it over Kyler Murray. He didn't get it over Kyler Murray. Let's talk about that. Stafford has better stats. 35 touchdowns compared to 20 touchdowns. That's real. Kyler Murray has missed more games. And last time I checked, their teams have the same amount of wins. He ain't getting any star preferential treatment. Matthew Stafford still got that Detroit dusty on him. Like, he came out here, we thought he could clean it up. When you can't win tiebreakers with Kyler Murray, that means something up, especially when it shouldn't even been a tiebreaker. He's better in terms of on-the-field performance, but Kyler Murray does have the style points. We understand substance may be a little better. Give it to Matthew Stafford. But when you start looking at how you affect the defense and how you make us think of you in fear factor, maybe it is the other way. You got one more? You got another one?
That's not Stafford or Roquan.
Oh, that's it? What about Austin Eckler? Anybody? LA Chargers? No? Oh, okay. Who was the number 1 quarterback in the AFC? I wonder. Was it Patrick Mahomes? Oh, it wasn't. Justin Herbert. Y'all get off me on social.
Because you voted 10,000 times. You have a proxy on your computer and you just rig it to keep voting.
You got to stop coming over when I ain't home. Coming up, Le'Veon Bell almost retired for another sport before joining the Bucks. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or on the 99. Next on Speak for Yourself, Justin Herbert, new sheriff on this show. You only know how to keep it 100, but y'all out there, the mother shows, y'all don't even know how to keep it 99. So each day, we're going to get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth. Case in point, new Bucks running back Le'Veon Bell, with an apostrophe, had some interesting comments on his future before getting a call from Tampa. Take a listen.
This was like literally the only spot that I felt like could have made me want to play football and go out there and be excited to play. Like, this was like literally the only place that could have called me and got me to ready to play. I was going to be done. Like, I was at the point where I wasn't really going to play football. You know what I mean? I was going to focus on boxing.
So I told Le'Veon Bell keeping it 100 or 99.
That was the biggest lie I've seen. Ever. The only reason you there is because they offered you a check. So obviously the check is the only spot you was going to play football. Yeah. What you got?
Man, so you love Tampa Bay more than you love the game of football. That's the only spot I go to. Bruce Arians need to say it this time. One more BS statement out of you, and you go. And mean it this time, Bruce. The hell you up there lying about, Le'Veon? That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow with your shaking head.